So, yesterday was Inauguration Day in Russia, and Vladimir Putin kicked off his fifth term as president of Russia. His leadership roles, whether it's the prime minister or president, have gone back to the year 2000. We're heading into now 25 years plus of Vladimir Putin leading Russia, and he stressed during his speech the need for an unchallenged autocratic rule in Russia. He also called for victory in Ukraine, but didn't specify what that victory would look like. Putin also thanked the Russian citizens, the residents of the historical lands, aka the occupied parts of Ukraine. He also thanked participants of the special military operation, aka war, and frankly, he's the only one still calling this thing a special military operation. But Putin has long justified his efforts to destroy Ukrainian statehood by claiming Russia is fighting for these so-called historic lands in Ukraine, and he is also helping his compatriots abroad who want to reunite with Russia. He probably didn't want to raise any expectations for Russia's prospects in Ukraine with his vague calls for victory, but he still wanted to have these call-outs in rhetoric. Now, Putin emphasized that Russia needs strong autocratic rule, saying the state and socio-political system must be strong and resist challenges and threats to ensure development, unity, and independence. He added that his ability to fulfill his duties as president depends on Russian unity and cohesion. He isn't even really hiding it anymore. Putin sees himself as emperor of Russia and is overtly telling the Russian people that this is what they need and he knows best. Putin invoked weak historical parallels to justify his own increasingly autocratic rule, suggesting that autocracy in Russia is a tradition. He argued that without the unchallenged autocracy, Russia would lose its sovereignty. So basically, at this point, if they have elections, they're just for show. Ultranationalists across Russia celebrated the start of Putin's fifth term as a historic event and approved the autocratic traditions that he talked about. They even called him Imperator, the title used for the Russian Tsars since the time of Peter the Great. They hope Putin will make significant changes in his fifth term to bring about ultranationalist changes such as further consolidation of power under Putin, state sponsorship of the Orthodox Church, and reshuffling of officials and military commanders seen as weak on Russia being the ultimate world power at any cost. Some Kremlin-affiliated mill bloggers attended the inauguration, including Alexander Sasha Katz and Semyon Pegov of the Wargonzo Telegram channel, and this channel described Putin as Russia's imperator and dubbed his fifth term as his, quote, imperial term. The Russians accept him as their king, and they aren't even beating around the bush here. Russian ultranationalists also expressed hope that Putin will continue to deepen the anti-Western ideology. They believe Putin carried out and continues to carry out a coup d'etat against globalist Russian elites who went into power during the Boris Yeltsin presidency, and they hope Putin will disempower these elites in his fifth term. And by disempower, I mean imprison or kill. Overall, Putin's inauguration speech was filled with boilerplate rhetoric, but this focus on internal stability suggests that his fifth term will continue to be increasingly autocratic. The Kremlin is likely coordinating with co-opted mill bloggers to justify the increasing autocracy and promote an anti-Western ideology, and the Russian people seem to be completely fine with it at this point.